Now, the second stage is inspiration. This is the stage where you stop talking about it. You talked so long, you told people, you put it on Facebook, you commented, I'm going to write a book, I've started a book maybe. But this inspiration stage takes you the next step where you actually do it. You write that first chapter. You write out perhaps chapter headings. You get your thoughts composed. You try to take a big look at the picture of what are you trying to say, who is your audience, and how can I say it clearly? And those defining moments form the inspiration stage where you get inspired, you get God's breath on you to do it. You know, you're never going to climb a mountain, and I'm going to use that figure of speech more than once here, but you never climb a mountain without taking that first step. That's a hard one. So to go from vision to inspiration is activating your gift. It's activating, getting mentored like you are here, and moving forward, writing out the things God has given you to share with others. Very important. The pitfalls in this stage is, again, it's doubts. One of the biggest issues of the heart for an author is doubt. Now, I feel with God's grace, I have overcome those issues. And initially, as I started the Bible translation, I had no doubt that God had inspired me, had told me, I should say, to do this, that the Lord himself spoke to me and called me, commissioned me to do the project. However, you share your vision with other people, you're going to hear a lot of negative, doubt-filled opinions. And that happened. And for a season, a few months into the project, I had to battle those doubts. There's a story where God made a covenant with Abraham, and he walked between the carcasses of the sacrifices at twilight, at dusk. But God delayed in doing that. He waited until it was dusk. And Abraham was starting to get really sleepy and tired. But it says that he got up and he scared away the buzzards, the birds of prey that were coming to eat on the sacrifices he'd made. He had to get up and scare them away and drive them off. Those birds of prey, I think, are doubts. That we know God's spoken to us in this inspiration stage. We know that he's called us to do it. The vision is clear, but getting the articulation and getting the river flowing within us, it's not easy. So doubts come. Maybe somebody throws a bucket of water on your fire. You got to get up and shake off those birds of prey, those buzzards. You got to drive them away. The doubts of your heart have to be dealt with at every one of these stages. But at this stage in particular, it seems to get the most intense. I have written a number of books. My wife and I are co-writing now. We're writing together. I do a lot of the initial work, and then she takes it and buffs it and shines it and polishes it and makes it sweet and makes it good. And if I've not said it the right way, she'll help me put it in the right language. So we work together on getting our books out. We're at the point now where we're doing 2 and 3 books a year in addition to the translation project. So writing is like a full-time calling for me. And I can tell you in my experience that dealing with those doubts at that stage, the inspiration stage, are so important. Chrissy, what do you think? Have you ever had to face those doubts and drive away some of those birds of prey in your writing career?
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like that the inspiration stage is probably one of the most vulnerable stages that we'll find ourselves in, because we've got to tune in to what the Lord is saying. And that's where the enemy wants to come in and steal, kill, and destroy and wreak havoc. He doesn't want us inspired, does he? The enemy does not want God's people inspired. He doesn't want us operate, because inspiration is our response to vision, isn't it?
That's
Like
right.
you said. So we have that vision stage that you talked about, and it was Habakkuk 2:2. I looked it up.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, and that's where without vision, people perish. And then if our response to vision is inspiration, we're inspired now. The enemy wants to come in and just have us go backwards. He wants us to perish. He doesn't want us operating in vision or inspiration. And I have absolutely experienced that every single time I write, and really in any project with the Lord that's creative, I experience it.
Yeah, you can take this template and really put it over any ministry that you do. We're just focusing on this mentoring group. We're focusing on writing as an author, but it really applies to every part of our life, doesn't it? A marriage, raising our family, you get a vision, but you need inspiration, which puts that vision to practice.